remains the same. We have the reading, the listening, the speaking, and the writing. What used to be in the reading section, if you take a closer look at the reading section, what used to be 3 passages. So if you're taking the TOEFL this week, up till before the 26th, it means that for the reading section, there will be 3 passages, okay? Each passage will have 10 questions, meaning it's going to be 30 questions, right? For the reading. Now they have reduced the number of passages into 2. So they only have 2 passages now with 10 questions per passage, which means total for reading, you have 20 questions. And of course, the time, the estimated time, okay, that you're going to do, of course, then it will be reduced as well. Yeah. Okay. Now, what about the listening? There are no changes for the listening. So the listening remains the same. We have the 3 lectures and the 2 conversations. By default, the 3 lectures, each will have 6 questions, and the conversation, each will have 5 questions, meaning we have a total of 6 times 3, which is 18, plus 5 times 2, which is 10. So 18 plus 10, that makes up 28 questions for the listening part, which will take around 36 minutes to complete. For the speaking, there are no changes in the test items as well. We all know, for those of you who have, I'm sure you have some ideas already on the TOEFL iBT, the features of the productive sections of the TOEFL iBT for speaking and writing is there are always 2 types of test items. One is the integrated and one is what we call the independent task. Okay. Now for the speaking, there are no changes. We have 1 independent task and 3 integrated tasks. Okay. Which total up to 4 tasks, and we have 16 minutes to complete. Now, these are the changes. The ones in red, the ones that are in red are the major changes actually. Aside from the reading, for the writing section, we have 1 integrated task, which is the same, okay, similar to what is now put in the TOEFL, but we also have now an enhancement, yeah, a modification, which is 1 independent task. We call it in the past 1 independent task, or we call it now 1 independent task, but they are now calling it the academic discussion. Okay, so if you see the changes there, because of the reduced timing from the reading, okay, and there are no reduced timing actually for the writing, all right, but because of the reduced timing of the reading section, it means that what used to be or what is now 2 hours, we have like around approximately 3 hours to complete the TOEFL, and by the 26th we will have only 2 hours to complete the TOEFL. Okay, are you happy with that? I don't know. Shorter time, yeah, at least we have a shorter time. Okay, I'm going to focus more. Okay, well, our focus today is on the independent writing task 2. Remember that the independent writing task 1 is the integrated one, in which you hear a piece of a lecture sometimes, right, or maybe a conversation, and then you will read an excerpt of the lecture. Most probably it will be from a different point of view. So what is said during the lecture will be countered, okay, by the excerpt, yeah, by the reading materials. That is the most common format that the TOEFL iBT has for the integrated writing task. Now, what you see now is the independent writing task, in which usually we are given a prompt, okay, a prompt about an opinion, a prompt about what you feel about a certain topic, what you know about a certain topic. Now it's actually the topic is more or less what you're asked to do is the same. You are asked to give an opinion, okay? But the format takes on what ETS calls a new modern writing task format. And what is that? And that is the academic discussion. Here, the instruction will always be stating and supporting an opinion on a given topic. You state and support an opinion on a given topic in an online academic discussion. Why they change it? I think because it is more relevant, right? So ETS is trying to keep the assessment very relevant to what students are doing now. All right. And that is having discussions online. We use a lot of learning management systems, portals in which they can, of course, be engaged, okay, interaction, but it's an online interaction. I'm going to stop share now because we're just going to go straight, okay? Let's just go straight to the task, yeah? So what kind of task will you see? I'm going to take this, by the way, hold on. I'm not sharing screen yet, right?
No, not yet, Bu.
Yep. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Is it Dr. Gupta?
Yep, Dr.
And
Gupta,
Kelly?
Kelly, and Andrew.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, this is all available on the ETS website. Yeah, this is the recent materials that they posted. Okay, in regards to the changes. Yeah. So as you can see, you have the writing practice set 1, which is the integrated part, right? And we all know how to do that. We all know how to compare, actually. And I'm sure that everybody has already are familiar on how to take notes. With the writing, the integrated writing, one of the crucial important part is taking notes. And as I said previously, the most common of the integrated task is when you hear a reading, when you read an excerpt from a text and when you hear a lecture. And usually they are contradictory. All right. And that's why we have to make the notes like a T note, or you simply just make left column and right column. Okay, the left column, of course, you have to put down your notes on the points made in the reading, and on the right column, you put down the notes or the counterpoints made in the lecture. This is a very, very common practice for the TOEFL iBT integrated reading. Okay, so as you can see, you can, of course, get all this downloaded from the ets.org website. Okay, I was able to also access more sample of the integrated, of the independent writing, and I think I will be forwarding that to Lutfi, yeah, and so Lutfi can also do whatever you have to do with it. All right. Okay. Now, this is the writing practice set 2. Okay. As we said, it is an academic discussion. The instruction will always be the same. That's the good thing about the TOEFL iBT. The instruction will always be the same. It's just replaced by different topics. So for example, what you see here is your professor is teaching a class on political science. Now, of course, the topic may change, right? Maybe your professor is not teaching a class on political science. Your professor is teaching a class on psychology, for example, yeah, or on business management. Okay. Now, Once the topic is set, then what you need to do is to write a post, because this is supposed to be an online academic discussion. So you write a post responding to the professor's question. There you have the professor's question. Express and support your opinion. This is what the professor asks you to do. Make a contribution to the discussion. Okay. And it states there that an effective response will contain at least 100 words. All right. Okay. 100 words is not long, believe me. Yeah. Sometimes when you write, okay, then you go overboard. 100 words is only probably like 8 to 10 lines, depending on the words that you use. Okay. Just take a look at this. Let's take a look at this prompt so everybody knows, have a good feeling of a 100 word, okay, a 100 word piece of writing. If you can see, it's easy to count, okay? Can everybody help me count just per line, one line, just count maybe the longest line that you have with the most words. And I think from Dr. Gupta writing here, I think this one, right? This sentence may contain like the longest sentence or the most words. So if you see how many words does this sentence have, Lutfi, anyone? Just that sentence, just that particular sentence.
13.
13? Okay, about 13, right? So how many lines does this piece of writing from Dr. Gupta has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines, right? 7 times 13? Can you tell me? I know you're all English, you're studying English now, but then you know your mathematics, right? So 7 times 13? Anyone?
91.
91. Okay. So 8 more words, that's 100. Right? If you want to go over 100, then it's probably 110, 120. You would not want to write a 200 word. It depends. Actually, it depends. You can, as long as it is relevant to the task. If you're writing more words, longer piece of writing, but the content does not have anything to do with the prompt, okay, it will still, of course, get a low score. That's the point. That's the idea. So don't worry too much on the length, but I'm giving you an idea of 100 words. Dr. Gupta's writing, this piece of writing is a 91 word writing piece. Okay? You got that? Don't panic. 100 word is nothing, all right? Okay, compared to, of course, the essays that you have to really do when you get into universities abroad and have to make your essays or thesis. Yeah? Okay, so let's hear now. Now we have taken care of the 100 words. You have a pretty good feeling of what 100 words look like. And don't worry, when you take the TOEFL iBT online, there will be a word count. So you don't need to count like what we did, but there will be a word count on the screen, right? Which will, of course, tell you how many words you have written. Okay, now let's take a look at the prompt. Dr. Gupta said or wrote in the academic discussion, okay, this is the professor's prompt. As I mentioned in class, so probably usually a discussion is a follow-up of something that was already covered, right? That was already discussed in the classroom, in the on-site or face-to-face classroom, probably. Okay. Now, As I mentioned in class, governments make public policies to describe their responses to various problems that affect a community. Okay. Part of this process involves setting and defending priorities about which issues deserve the most attention and resources. For example, governments need to decide whether they should spend more money on education or more money on environmental protections. If you were a policymaker, which issue would you argue is more important, education or environmental protections? And why? Okay. Understand, try to understand, or you've got to understand the prompt first. That is the most important thing. Understand the prompt. What is the professor talking about? Okay, can you just unmute? You can unmute yourself. I think it's better for you to unmute yourself rather than just writing in the chat box, all right? So I can hear you. What is the topic? What's the topic? Anyone? Hello? A brave, courageous volunteer. What is the topic? Just anyone can just say something, unmute yourself and say something. They can unmute themselves, right? Look.
Yes, they can actually.
Yeah, okay. Right, anyone?
May I try?
Sure.
Yeah. So the topic is about the government's priority over the education, over spending money on education or on environmental protections.
Okay. So we're talking about government priority, right? On how to spend the money. Okay. And we have two, okay? We have two sides. One, spending more money on education or more money on environmental protection. That's it. The first minute you read this, you got to get that into your mind. Which do you agree? More money on education or more money spending on environmental protection? Now, two of your classmates, okay, because now you are in Dr. Gupta's class, right? Talking about policies, okay? Two of your classmates, one is Kelly. Please read it. I'm going to give you a few minutes to read how Kelly responded to the big question, more money on education or more money on environmental protection. What's Kelly's opinion and what is Andrew's opinion? Read it. I'll give you about 3 minutes to read that and understand what they're saying. Lutfi, can you help me out with the time? We'll just give
Right.
everybody 3 minutes, okay?
Right, 3 minutes starting from now, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Two more minutes.
Okay. Probably it's now 1 more minute, yeah, Lutfi, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you have 1 minute, okay? Because I think most of you already got that. Less than 3 minutes. Now let's use that extra 1 minute now to decide your own opinion. More money on education or more money on environmental protections? What would be your own opinion?
Yeah. Okay. Time's up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that was 3 minutes. Right. Remember that you have 10 minutes to do this. Right. But I think you have 10 minutes to do this. So let's check again. So you use the first few minutes. The more you practice reading prompts and reading what other opinions are, the faster you're going to understand. Okay, right? So what do you know about Kelly? Did she agree? Which issue did she agree with? Did she agree that the government should spend more money on education or more money on environmental protection? Come on, everybody. This is very easy.
Environment.
Environmental protection. So what about education? Education is not important according to Kelly?
Yes.
Miss Kelly?
Because according to Kelly, if we care about the environment, it means that we have place to stay so we can educate people, according to Kelly.
Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, another one. Can I have another person now voice their opinion? What did Kelly say again? So you all agree that Kelly thinks that the more money should be spent on environmental protection, yeah? Okay, the why? I've heard from one person. Another person, please.
Kelly said, okay, we live on one planet because we have only one planet. So we have to restrict pollution, promote clean energy. So,
only restricting pollution?
protecting the environment.
Okay, which is, according to Kelly, what are the things that we can do with protecting the environment?
Restricting pollution, regulating population, and promoting clean energy.
Yeah, or etc. Right?
Yeah.
You got that? Remember, yeah? Like it or not, you have to get that reading understood. Like it or not. This is the writing section. It doesn't have anything to do with reading. Wrong. Because the prompt is in reading. That means you must understand the reading very well to be able to respond correctly. Okay, so Kelly said, so does Kelly think that education is not important?
No, she doesn't say that.
Is it clear or not clear? Did she state it or not?
Not stated, not clearly stated.
Okay. She did not make a comparison over why she thought that environmental protection is more important than education, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't say that. She didn't say anything about it. She just said, I think we should protect the environment. Okay. And I think the question is not what or which we should protect. It's not an argument between education or environment, but it is how or the money must be used, okay, on the effective way to protect environment, right? Whether it is restricting pollution, regulating population, or promoting clean energy. The big question, so she's saying, in another word, she's saying there is no argument over which. It should be, must be, right, convinced that it's environmental protection because we live on one planet Earth. And the question should not be which, but how. Okay? What aspect of environmental protection do we focus on? You got that? Understood, yeah? Okay. What about Andrew? Come on, guys. How about Andrew? Does she agree? Does he agree with Kelly?
No.
Why not?
Because she thinks that
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Gatot, is it?
because she thinks that education is more important than the environment.
Hmm? Well, why? But we have to save the environment as well, right? We only live in one planet Earth.
Well, she
Yeah.
said, yeah, education is actually the best way to protect the environment.
Because?
She thinks. Yeah,
Because educated possess the knowledge and understanding to develop more effective and efficient strategies for maintaining and protecting the environment based on Andrew's opinion.
Okay. So if you have educated people, that's what he's saying, right? We should educate the people because if we have educated people, they will know how to protect the environment. They will know that the environment is very important, okay, right, for everybody's continuous living conditions, right? They will be able to use science, they will be able to use technology, right, to develop solutions to environmental problems. You got that? Done, yeah? Okay. Why did Andrew, now my question is, why did Andrew make that comparison between, because this is a bit different if you see. Kelly did not say anything about why she preferred or her opinion is to save more money to save the environment. But Andrew made that point. It's better to spend money on education rather than, you see, there is a comparison there. Why did Andrew do that? Why was it necessary for him to it's better for education and then relate it to why not environment? Why did Andrew do that? Why didn't he just say, oh, it's education? Any ideas?
he wants to sound convincing.
He wants to?
Sound convincing. He wants to convince everybody.
Okay. Another thing, all right, because this is a discussion. When it's a discussion, you do not just post what you think. Remember, loh, ini diskusi. This is a discussion. Meaning, if you're not the first one to post your opinion, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you're not the first one to post your opinion, meaning you have to take into consideration what other people have posted. Am I getting that right to you? Is that clear? Yeah. So this is what we call discussion. Yeah. A discussion is not one way. A discussion, if you're involved and engaged in a discussion between three people, that means you got to listen to the two other people. What are they saying? And my opinion will, of course, refer to what have already been said. Correct? This is a communication between a community. Yeah. Now, why Andrew made the point? Dia tarik ke, because with education, educated people will know, they will use, right? They will use their knowledge, they will be able to be creative so that they will be able to solve problems in the environment. You get the idea? Kenapa dia harus tarik itu ke environment? Because dia lagi counter siapa? That's my question. Is he countering anyone?
Kelly.
Iya. Kenapa Andrew harus merelate itu? Karena Kelly sudah mengatakan, because Kelly already said the environment. Ya, jangan lupa ya. Sometimes kita cuman opini gue, ya udah taruh. No. You have to look at, karena kamu orang ketiga loh yang naruh. Ya kan? If you are the first one, ya nggak peduli gitu si Kelly, ya bodo amat, pokoknya menurut saya begini. Dan you get it? Do you see? I need you to think about that first. Am I making my point?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. So that means you cannot ignore what has already been posted. Itu kunci yang biasanya kita lupa. Anak-anak terjebak gitu loh. Jangan terjebak dengan, menurut saya begini. Ya entar dulu, emang temennya bilang apa? You get it? So you need to refer to what your friend has said. You need to refer to the other posting. And you cannot only just repeat. Oh yes, I agree with you, Kelly. Very good idea. I also think that. Terus copy paste. If you agree with Kelly, you have to make contribution. Meaning, what do I mean by make contribution? Meaning, you have to add. You have to add from your own perspective. Dan bukan hanya, ya saya setuju, kamu benar emang, ya, gitu. No. Selain itu, you get it? In addition, I think we have to focus on the environment because Kelly already said something. You've got to add to the argumentation. You add an argument there. Mau tidak mau. Itu top scores. Kalau you are merely repeating and paraphrasing, ya, bukan yang nggak ada nilai loh, ada. Tetapi nilainya juga tidak di atas. Oke. If you agree with, makanya si Andrew disagree loh bahkan. Si Andrew disagree, tetapi dia harus make a point. Kenapa bukan environment? Gara-gara si Kelly udah bilang tuh katanya environment. Ya, you get the idea ya? Okay, so that's why I want you to focus on this, because whatever you post, right? Whatever you post later on after Andrew, kan yang diminta sama si profesor, ya udah sekarang ayo post. So nanti semua yang di sini harus post. What you're posting must be compared to Kelly and Andrew. Setuju sama Kelly? Setuju. Ya, tambahkanlah your argument. Setuju sama Andrew? Setuju. Tambahkanlah argument. Your own argument. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stop here and let you think about it. Okay? Anyone wants to? Can I just give you like 3 minutes ya? Sekarang jam 10.18. So can I just give you like 2 minutes? Do you agree? Yang mana sih sekarang mau ikutan yang mana nih? Ikutan agree that government should spend more money on education atau on protecting the environment? Can you now brainstorm? Nah, this is the process of writing. Mau, nggak bisa kita cuma langsung taruh. You need to use your mind map. You need to use your outline. Remember that with the TOEFL iBT, you will have scrap paper. Itu kertas jangan dianggurin ya, because I see that many of the students usually do not use the scrap pieces of paper that are available. Oke, jangan dianggurin. Ya udah, mulai deh ngurek-ngurek to put your ideas, alright, and how you will. Kalau you setuju sama Andrew, berarti si Kelly juga harus di counter, si Andrew di okein, plus your own examples and argument. Gitu. Okay. Can I ask you to think about this? I'll give you 2 minutes to think. Ya. Bilang aja dulu mau setuju sama Andrew, setuju sama Kelly, atau setuju sama kedua-duanya, atau gimana ya? Oke. Okay, this is the prompt lagi ya. Alright, I'll just give you 2 minutes just to make up your mind. Karena itu harus cepat. Within a few minutes you need to, ini waktunya cukup sedikit, jadi you need to think gitu aja ya. Silahkan you think first. Okay. Udah? Okay. Can I have a show of hands? Just give me your virtual reaction. All right. Can you just give me your virtual reaction, guys? Ya. Okay. Mari berikan virtual reaction. How many of you agree on more money should be spent on education? Just give me your hand. I see Yvonne. Ready. Hans, yes-nya itu agree on education ya, Hans? Ya. Yeah.
Yes, Bu.
Oke. Bu Yeni juga agree education ya?
Ya.
Right. Oke. Oktri, Hana, Funky setuju. Oke. Oktri, do you agree or disagree with spending more money on education? No? Yang setuju dengan education dulu. Yang lain masih mikir. Oke, Nilam agrees. Oke, Mega agrees. Oktri also agrees. Great. Oke. Mikirnya jangan lama-lama ya. Mikirnya jangan lama-lama loh. Oke. Ya, jadi sekarang yang lain setuju dengan environment. Gitu aja ya. Oke. Now what do we do? Right. So, okay. So I agree. Berarti, right? I agree with Andrew, right? But you cannot just use the same reason
Yeah.
that Andrew has already stated. Ya kan? You need to add more, right? You need to elaborate. Kalau misalnya tidak bisa ditambah karena ya aduh si Andrew udah ngomong semua gitu kan. Ih, makanya kalau di group discussion itu biasanya kita cepet-cepetan nulis karena biarin dia you get it. That's that happens to me, you know. That happens to me. Yesterday I joined a webinar, right? Nah, terus one speaker already finished and we were all saying thank you, blah 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 blah. Nah, itu yang pertama pasti ngomong thank you for the inspiring, blah blah blah. Nah, saya mau bilang thank you doang, ya masa inspiring lagi? Jadi I have to think, apa ya? Oh, informative. Thank you for the informative, blah blah blah. Nah, itu menjadi buntut tuh nggak enak loh. You know, ya, nggak enak. Karena kita biasanya anak-anak biasanya berpikir, nah, saya buntut aja deh, kan yang lain udah pada ngomong nih, saya tinggal merangkum. No. You're not just merangkum. Yes, merangkum, but you have to add. Ya, kalaupun udah habis semuanya sudah di post by your friends, you have to give more examples. Gitu aja deh. Shortcutnya kasih example yang real gitu, yang oh dia belum kasih example ini nih, saya tambahin deh example-nya based on my own experience, ya. Oke. Now, jadi ini so if you go down, you scroll down, ini ada tip. I'm still talking about topik loh ya. Saya belum bicara mengenai writing sentences. That's another part. Okay. This is what the response tips is. Number 1, to earn a top score. Okay, do you still remember? Does anyone here know already what is the top score for writing in the TOEFL iBT?
30.
30 itu sudah converted score. Raw score-nya?
5.
5. Dari 1 sampai 5 ya. Kemudian nanti akan itu masih raw score. Nanti akan ada scaled score. Scaled score which is 0 to 30. Okay, so when we say top score, what's in your mind? When we say top score, what is in your mind?
Maximum score.
So that means 5, right? Yeah. To earn a top score of 5. Kalau saya top scores, usually I ask my students to just at least minimum you harus dapat 3. Enggak, jangan. Jadi, okay. Then after this we go to the rubric. Okay. Nah, ini dulu tipsnya dulu. To earn a top score, let's say 5 or 4 deh, 5 atau 4. You should state and support your opinion too about whether education or environmental protections should be the priority for governments to spend money on. Your response is a contribution to the other 2 students. Ingat, itu tadi yang saya katakan. Tidak bisa hanya setuju sama Kelly, setuju sama Andrew. Ya, you have to add. Okay, contribution we call it. And be sure, okay, to add your own perspective, therefore, to the discussion, not merely repeating the ideas that have already been stated. And typically, an effective response will contain a minimum of 100 words. Kalian udah tahu deh, ya 100 kata itu kurang lebih segini nih. The second paragraph is probably around 100, lebih kali, lebih sedikit. You will have a pretty good idea gitu loh of that. Ya, oke. Nah, if you agree with Kelly, you might agree with Kelly. Tadi Kelly bilang apa? Environmental protection should be the priority for government spending, gitu kan? You will need to add your own support for this viewpoint. For example, you could argue that environmental protection are a more important investment to sustain our economies. Nah, jadi berat ya tiba-tiba. Ya kan ini top score 5. Oke. Ya. Habis si Kelly udah ngomong semua gitu kan. Jadi saya ngomong apa dong? Jadi you need to go that far loh. You could argue that environmental protection are a more important investment. Itu investasi yang lebih diuntungkan karena kita bisa sustain our economies. Oh, sampai ke ekonomi nih dibawa-bawa. You could point out that governments currently spend a great deal of money compensating for climate change, for example. Yeah, catastrophes that are impact of climate change, such as flooding. Kalau di Jakarta kan flooding, tuh bayangin kita mesti bikin infrastruktur yang si pompa, si dam, si tanggul. You get the idea? Okay. Oh, government has already spent a lot of money for that. Wind damage, right? Kan sekarang lagi zaman ya, ada angin puting beliung di mana-mana tiba-tiba. Okay, what did we do? Or ruined crops. On a bigger scale, okay, the crops harvest. We cannot harvest because the crops fail. Because of what? And so the government had to spend money on how to make agriculture, sustain the agricultural products, for example. Investing more in environmental protections now could actually save government's money later on. Jadi kalau kita, dan itu biasanya kan karena adanya environment, karena adanya changes, right? And so if we invest on that, we could then save more money for the future. Karena udah bikin tanggul, dari dulu sih nggak bikin tanggul, nah makanya banjir terus. Itu kan. Nah kenapa kita sekarang nggak bikin tanggul sih dari dulu? Nah sekarang mari kita tanggulin. In the future, we will not have the problems of flooding anymore. Itu poinnya ya di sini, which could then be used. Nah, karena nantinya uang untuk protection ini akan we have more money, we save more money, justru then we focus on education funding. Okay, this would differ. Nah, kenapa dia sampai repot-repot dibawa ke sini? Because if you say this, it would differ from the support, the argument that Kelly gave. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, ya. Nah, gimana kalau sekarang setuju sama si Andrew? Tadi kan banyak tuh yang setuju sama Andrew ya, tadi ya. Mega setuju sama Andrew, Oktri setuju sama Andrew, Fanki setuju sama Andrew. Bu Yeni also agree with Andrew, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Nah, if you agree with Andrew, that education should be the bigger priority, you could add to this argument by pointing out the amount of research that universities conduct, not only on solving environmental problems, which Andrew alluded to, but also on treating diseases, creating useful technology, developing sustainable agriculture. Okay, therefore, education funding has a bigger overall impact. Yang kita cari sekarang impact-nya, dampak positifnya, kan gitu, on improving human lives. Then investment in environmental protection only. Jadi you bawanya ke yang lebih besar lagi. Ya, kalau tadi Andrew hanya bicara, ya kan kalau dia educated, they will know, they will come up with all the knowledge, the creativity to solve the environmental problems. Gitu kan ya? Nah, kita harus tambah tuh ke situ. Dari angle yang beda juga. Kita lihat sekarang dari angle the spending. Right? Bahwa all the spending, research done by universities. Okay? Research done maybe by SMK. Nah tuh, kan sekarang ada SMK, ada mobil, if I'm not mistaken, right? Sekarang ada mobil listrik, SMK udah bikin mobil yang mengurangi emisi, you get the idea ya?
Iya, iya.
Nah, itu kan juga akhirnya, itu kan based on research, you understood ya? The money is done for education.
Yeah.
But then what you get from the education, your investment, at the same time save the environment.
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
Iya, iya.
Oke. Mikirnya harus dibuka ke sana. Gitu. Okay? This would be a meaningful addition to the support Andrew provided for his opinion. Ya, itu aja, nggak usah banyak-banyak. You just say research finding, alright? Based in my country, gitu boleh. Kan ceritanya you lagi di luar negeri, ceritanya kan gitu kan ya. Terus udah gitu, ini lagi pada ngomong sama bule-bule gitu. Nah, you nggak tahu kalau di Indonesia kita punya begini loh. Sekarang anak SMK aja vokasi bisa bikin ini yang akhirnya berdampak juga ke saving the environment. Alright, got it? Clear. Nah, gimana kalau you agree with Kelly? You find that you agree with a point that Kelly made about the environment, even though you think education is more important. Si Kelly bener juga sih, gitu kan? Tapi menurut saya, gitu kan, education is more important. Terus gimana? Biasanya kalau anak-anak tanya, mereka antara dua begini ya. To tell you frankly, I tell my student, kamu pilih satu deh. Bukannya nggak boleh loh, tapi susah nanti.
Yeah.
You understand? You susah gitu aja. Mau susah apa mau gampang nih? Right? You can choose one, tapi memang dalam. You can choose one, agree with siapa tadi namanya? Kelly,
Andrew.
or agree with Andrew, right? Just choose one. It is easier for you to organize your thoughts and come up with arguments daripada kamu jujur banget gitu loh. Ya, karena biasanya anak-anak begini, ya Miss, tapi kan sejujurnya ya udah, this is not an honesty test. Ya, yang nggak usah pakai sejujurnya lah. Your goal is to get a good score. And how to get that good score? By making it easy for yourself. We don't care. We don't care whether you nggak mau protect environment, you nggak mau protect education. We do not care. What we care is the quality of the way you express your opinion in writing. Okay? Ya. So, nah kalau yang sejujurnya, you may find you agree with the point that Kelly made about the environment, even though you think education is more important. Or, kebalik, you may even find that your opinion about the government priorities depends on certain factors. Education should be a priority dalam beberapa situasi, environmental protection in others. Jadi tergantung nih, gitu ya. Oke, this is perfectly acceptable. Pertama sekali yang kita harus ingat, it is acceptable. It is not an honesty assessment, ya. Nggak apa-apa, harus acceptable. As long as, kenapa jadi ada gini? Sorry. As long as you explain and support your reasoning. Itu kuncinya. This is what we call topic development. All right? There is no correct answer to the question. The important part of this, is to make sure that you state your opinion and provide reasonable, relevant support, for it in a way that makes a meaningful contribution to the online class. Reasonable, relevant support. Dan harus berbeda.
Yes.
Atau kalau tidak berbeda, paling tidak lebih dalam. Alright? Okay. Try to develop your opinion as well as you can within the time limit. Alright? Makanya harus urak-urak gitu kan ya. Pakailah tuh si scrap paper. A well-developed response will contain clearly appropriate reasons, examples, ada examplesnya juga, dan details. Ini kunci nih, ya. A well-developed response will contain clearly appropriate reasons, examples, and details. Jangan lupa, Dah, ya. Now, this paragraph, actually, all these 3 paragraphs talks more about topic development because I'm going to show you the rubric. This is in the area of organization, how you organize your thoughts into flow yang enak dibaca. Jangan lupa, you also need to be accurate, of the sentence structure. I am so happy that ETS came out with the word sentence structure. Ya. Karena what you usually or what we usually understand about grammar itu kita ingatnya tenses gitu aja deh. Belajar tenses saja udah pusing, gitu kan? Nah, sebetulnya grammar yang dimaksud di writing itu tenses tuh ntar urusannya kecil dia. The big picture is sentence structure. How you make sentences. Di writing kita tidak bisa menghindar. Di speaking bisa. Because we give our opinion bla 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 ya, sedikit kesana kesini, lupa is-nya, lupa m-nya, asal tidak selalu lupa. Oke, itu yang dengar, oh oke, ini karena lagi lagi anxious, jadi dia lupa. Oke, nah tapi in a writing itu nggak bisa. Oke, so when we talk about sentence structure, we talk about grammar here. And jangan lupa vocabulary. These two has a big contribution in determining whether you're a 3, you're a 4, or you're a 5. Ya. Lumayan tuh nilainya di situ. Okay? So the task context opposed to an online discussion group is not quite as informal as you might think. Nah, kalau kita bicara academic writing, itu biasanya apa sih yang membedakan academic writing dengan kita biasa-biasa nulis ini, nulis email, nulis ini. Even when we're doing emails, ya, in business, ada degrees of formality, right? Kita juga formal gitu loh. Ada kadang-kadang informal. Alright, so bukan berarti karena kita lagi diskusi nih gitu. Jadi kita santai-santai aja. No, it has its degree of formality. Ya, kenapa dia tulis di sini? It is not as informal as you might think. While the task asks you to contribute to a discussion with your fellow students, imagine that the professor would also be reading your post. Nah kan si profesornya lihat. Right? It is true that your tone might be more casual. Memang kita lebih santai ya, karena diskusi. Right? Bukan presentasi, bukan academic presentation gitu. Kita diskusi nih, kan ceritanya lagi ngomong, tapi digantikan dengan writing, right? So, it is true that the tone might be more casual than the tone that you use in an academic essay, in an academic paper, but you should still follow the standard grammar rules and structure. Also, if disagreeing with another student, ya kan? Okay. I don't quite agree gitu loh. Alright? Yes, you have some points, but I think biasanya kita gayanya begitu dulu ya. Kita kasih respect dulu ke orang yang we disagree with. You have some points, but okay, this is my point of view though. You're right. You may be right. Okay? But based on my experience, I have a different experience. Okay? So you respect other people's point of view when you disagree. This is what it means. Okay? If disagreeing with another student post, be sure to express your disagreement in a respectful way as you would in a real online discussion. Oke? Nah, kenapa kita jadi ribut ke situ? Karena, look at the rubric. Rubriknya juga agak berubah sedikit ya. Oke. So this is the rubric. All this is made available in your ETS website. Right? Now, as I said, biasanya saya udah nggak kasih lagi ya. 1, 2, 3, 0 itu I do not
Yeah.
Show it. Udah digunting aja deh. Kalau enggak ya kamu nggak usah lihat. Because there is no point. Gitu loh. Because this is the goal. This is your goal. Your goal is to get a minimum 3. Minimum 3 deh. Ya. 3, 4, and 5. Mari kita lihat tadi. Okay. A fully successful response. The response is relevant. To make it relevant, you have to understand the prompt. Jangan sampai salah mengartikan, memahami the prompt. Ya. And very clearly express contribution. Kenapa saya bolak-balik bilang contribution to the online discussion. And it demonstrates consistent facility in the use of language. A typical response displays the following. What we say relevant and well elaborated explanation, exemplification, that comes from the word examples. Details, itu tadi yang saya highlight semuanya kan. Ini organisasi. Berarti ini pengembangan, what we call topic development. Poin kedua, effective use of a variety of syntactic structures. Ya, and precise idiomatic word choice. Itu kita bicara grammar dan bicara vocab. Anak yang a variety of syntactic structures itu berarti the writer can use complex sentences, compound sentences, simple sentences, a combination of all. Dia tidak hanya bergerak di simple sentence, walaupun accurate, walaupun relevant. Okay, but use a variety. Bahasa cantiknya, bahasa akademisnya, bagi teman-teman saya yang pada belajar linguistik, itu pasti bahasanya adalah syntactic structures. Intinya, dia bervariasi. Karena you harus show off, you harus display. Gue bisa loh bikin compound. Compound kompleks bisa nggak? Bisa. Right? Idiomatic phrases, vocabulary, ini range of vocab. And whenever I teach this kind of things, the students will always ask me, gimana ya Miss belajar vocab, gimana ya? Dan ada si thesaurus. And I usually point them out to thesaurus. You lihat deh thesaurus. Thesaurus apanya si dinosaurus? Nggak ada hubungan dalam hal ini. Ya, tapi you can use paraphrasing. Sebetulnya sinonim. Jadi kalau kita bicara vocabulary, variety of vocab, lexical stuff, then we're talking about thesaurus, we're talking about paraphrasing. Okay, now paraphrase ya. Jadi kata yang sama tapi diganti dengan mungkin frase, atau frase yang satu diganti dengan menggunakan kata-kata lain. Nah, itu biasanya very important in academic writing untuk menghindari plagiarism. Supaya tidak copy paste. Oke? Oke. The third point. Almost no lexical or grammatical errors. Itu 5 loh. No lexical or grammar. Almost bukan berarti no. Ada bedanya. Berarti is it perfect? It's not. A 5 does not mean it's perfect. That it's flawless gitu loh. Enggak. Ada errors itu ada. But minimum. Dan kadang si writer tahu bahwa ini terjadi karena si writer yang kelihatan kok dia ini kompeten. Buktinya di kalimat-kalimat lain dia nggak bikin kesalahan yang aneh gitu ya. Lah kok tiba-tiba ada yang aneh? Okay, they understand that mistake, that error ya, was due because the writer was under time condition. Si writer juga ngerti dong, lagi panik. Okay, common typos or common misspelling words sometimes gitu kan, terus tiba-tiba ada is, am gitu, dua-duanya ada. Okay, so they understand that, ya. That's a 5. Bedanya dengan 4 dengan 3 hanya di sini aja nih. Ini effective use. Okay? A variety of syntactic structure. Di sini hanya a variety. Ya kadang-kadang nggak efektif gitu. Apa maksudnya? Tapi, but you show that you can use a variety of structure. 4. 3-nya, nah kalau di sini almost no lexical or grammatical errors, almost no ya. Di sini a few. Do you see that? Mainnya di situ ya. Tinggal sekarang ukuran almost sama a few itu hanya writer yang tahu. What we can do is keep it minimum. Mau seminimum apa, yaitu depending on our language competence. Oke? Kemudian yang terakhir, kalau di sini, some. Alright? The rest is the same. Organization, yeah, and then we have grammar or sentence structure. Variety range, a variety of vocabulary. Okay? All right. What's in the chat box? Sorry. Is anyone? Okay. So that means now we have 10 minutes left. Lutfi, am I correct?
Yes, but now 4 minutes probably.
Okay. Now 5 minutes or 4 minutes probably.
Yes.
Questions, please. I know this is just like ini baru tip besarnya ya, tetapi I hope that you get the idea. You cannot get away from writing, academic writing in general, gitu loh. And if you want to know more about the academic writing, then go ahead. You can ask the people in direct English. All right. I gave a few webinars on academic writing. All right, just bisa dilihat di at America TV when I did a lot on academic writing. Okay, if you want to see it. Okay, yes, questions, please, comments.
Any questions, Cindy?
Ya, silakan buat teman-teman mungkin yang masih mau bertanya atau masih ada yang ingin ditanyakan. Go ahead, please. Unmute yourself and then you may ask your question.
This is Nilam.
Yes, Nilam.
So I'm asking about regarding my student. She will have to take the test after 26th of July. So will she get the newest version at that time?
After the what? The 26th?
Yeah, after the 26th.
Yeah. Starting the 26th, this will be the version, the enhanced.
Okay. What about the TPO book? Will they get
TPO
the
sudah dirubah.
Okay.
Jadi we just have to make sure that we have the it's very easy to change the TPO, it seems ya, karena waktu dari kan dulu 3 passages tapi number of questions-nya varied from 12, ada yang 13 gitu kan ya. Dahulu kala. Kemudian perubahan pertama, mereka jadi tetap 3 passages tetapi semua 10 pertanyaan, right? Nah, itu TPO-nya langsung berubah. Gitu, karena it's online kan, jadi dia digital, it's very easy. Kalau saya tidak salah, they have all the necessary changes in the TPO.
Okay.
We just have to make sure bahwa our distributor TPO itu sudah mempunyai the updated version. Okay, Lutfi, can you check with that? Tapi
Yeah.
kalau ya karena kan kita distributor ya, maksudnya our partner is the distributor kan. Tapi kalau beli dari ETS, juga the idea ya, karena kan ETS juga kita bisa beli resources from ETS. The TPO has already been adjusted.
Because it's related to what I have to teach her, right? Whether this the newest one, the academic opinion one, or the old version of independent writing task.
This is for the IBT kan?
Yeah, for the IBT.
Yeah, right. Jadi dan dia ngambil nanti setelah tanggal 26.
Yeah, I think she's going to take it on the 5th of August, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh ya udah pasti berubah, right? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bu.
Welcome.
We probably got time for one more. Is there one more questions from you guys?
Maybe just one or maybe two.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I just want to make sure that the independent writing in independent writing you can have like a balanced view. Is that right? And secondly, what is the implication to the price if the student asks the price of the test?
None.
Oh, okay. I see.
None. The price will remain the same.
All right.
Yeah. Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Okay, you're welcome, Gatot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Lutfi, so over to you.
Alright, thank you Bu Hafil ya. Again, terima kasih Bu Hafil dan buat teman-teman yang sudah mengikuti ya. Tadi saya mau kasih terima kasih juga buat Bu Hafil buat tadi udah pakai inspiring, udah pakai informatif. So I'm going to add insightful knowledge-nya Bu ya. To add to the theme of this discussion ya Bu, kita harus menambahkan juga. Jadi terima kasih udah kasih insightful knowledge tentang writing section, terutama yang baru nih. Saya harap informasi yang kami sampaikan di sini berguna nih buat kebutuhan teman-teman ya. I know there are teachers here and there's also students here yang test takers yang mau ngambil tes. Jadi saya harap buat para teachers maupun test taker ini bisa berguna buat persiapan kita nanti bagaimana gitu ya. Dan of course saya menambahkan sedikit juga mungkin dari diskusi hari ini ya sesuai dengan temanya. Hari ini kita sudah membahas new updated TOEFL test ya. Nah buat teman-teman yang mungkin yang masih penasaran dengan sections lainnya atau mungkin dengan tes-tes lainnya, teman-teman bisa cek Instagram kita di Direct English Indonesia ya. Di situ nanti teman-teman bisa lihat workshop kita nanti yang next time mungkin bisa membahas section lain dan of course mungkin ada tes lain. Jadi kalau teman-teman masih penasaran atau pengen tahu lebih dalam soal TOEFL ataupun apapun itu, you can check Instagram kita di Direct English Indonesia ID ya. Alright. I think that's all for today. I'm Lutfi. Thank you guys for coming and your participation for today. I'll see you on the next workshop in the next training section. Yeah. All right. Good night. Have a
Thank you, Bu Hafil.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you,
everyone. Bye.